A recent influx of Colombian migrants in Jamestown is leaving many in the area wondering why they chose Western New York to settle and how they got there. Our Julia Gress has more in a WNY News Now special report.
President of the Hispanic Community Council of Chautauqua County, Max Martin, says a volunteer of his group was surprised when they heard someone with a Colombian accent at a local Tops.
From that point on, the help started. She immediately said, what you guys are doing here, we crossed the border, we're in Jamestown, and that is the reason I'm involved. Because again, as you know, I help all the Hispanic, not just Hispanic, but my concentration is the Latino community.
Martin says there are around 14 children, 15 families, and 10 single adults that have migrated from Colombia to Jamestown. However, according to a phone call Martin received from the New York Port Authority on Wednesday, more are headed this way.
Which I help some of them get connected. I help a family of 4 through an Amish friend of mine. They had a house here they uses very shortly, maybe once or twice a week. He said, hey, you can use my house. So I have a family of 4 living in his house with the Amish, which is awesome. And he provided help with food and clothing. So if the Amish guy can do that, why not the rest of the community?
The idea to come to Jamestown specifically stems from word of mouth at a detention camp along the Mexico-U.S. border. Currently, there is enough food and clothing supplies to support these migrants. Housing, however, is limited.
We got plenty of empty buildings in Jamestown that we can utilize some spaces, at least, to get them together.
Martin urges people with extra space in their homes to allow these families in until parents can get their working papers and find a job. After thoroughly vetting these migrants, Martin believes the adults all want to work, and some even left high-paying careers in their country to come to America. The children are already registered in our public schools.
If I was me, and I have a family of 11 people living in one room, that's a need? Of course, it's a dire need.
The influx comes after a plan to send an influx of immigrants upstate, and an attempt to qualify for federal funding and reduce the stress on New York City was introduced by U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand in October. The idea was to have smaller cities take in migrants to make the cities eligible for $9 million in federal funding from the Community Development Block Grant Program.
If it's done for profit that are already here, do anything for those individuals, there's millions and millions of dollars that they can request the government to get reimbursed. The millions and millions of dollars that the government would give them if they do any services to the community that need the help.
Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you. The idea to bring migrants and refugees to Jamestown is not new. Just last April, former Congressman Tom Reed agreed that Jamestown's the choice location because of low-cost housing, job availability, easy access to health care services, and support from local school programs. This is part 1 of a multi-part special report of our team documenting immigration to Jamestown. Part 2, which airs tomorrow, will dig deeper into the push for federal resources to help the area adapt to the new population.